American record that we had. Isabella Whittaker, 400-meter American record, collegiate record, 49:24, if I remember correctly. What were your thoughts on that competition for Isabella? I think it was obviously a fantastic race for her, clearly, but what was your kind of perspective on the strategy and how it all went down?
Yeah, she obviously got out well, but her last 150 was
Like a shot.
She got out like a shot, bro. But her last 150 was really incredible. Being able to hold that pace and bring it home that way, that's the best performance we've ever seen in an indoor 400 for a collegiate. So that speaks for itself. I just wanted to see her and Aaliyah in the same heat. I know how they do it indoors; they always got to break it up, but it would have been really, really dope to see. And then obviously watching Aaliyah in the next heat try to catch that time, it was cool. But yeah, man, Isabella Whittaker is putting herself at the top of the Bowerman list for me. Um, Obviously, leading into this outdoor season, she's the number one athlete on the women's side that I'm looking for. That was really special. I didn't think she had that in her. And that's no smut, no shade, anything. 49.2 is a historic performance. So congrats to her. That was special, man.
Yeah, going into this year, I mean, I thought she was a very solid runner at Penn for a while. Like I thought she was a strong runner. I didn't think like there's levels to this stuff, and I thought that she was on the level below of like, hey, you're going to be a strong contender. You're probably you might be able to get into a couple finals throughout your collegiate, throughout the remainder of your collegiate career, and like you might be able to score some points at the NCAA level. That's kind of where I thought she was going to be, and obviously extremely wrong. Where she goes from now being not only winning, but winning in a dominant fashion there with the American record. And so just like a great, I think this is going to be interesting to see how it translates into the outdoor track where everyone's in the same heat. You're lined up right next to them. I'm glad to see the NCAA changed it where now it's not just random heat. Like you just get a random lane like they did last year. Like I saw, Sean was Maswangani was talking on live about, he's like, yeah, I was in lane 3 of the 200 indoors and like didn't get out of, not getting out of the heats because of, you draw lane 3, even though you're like the fastest in the country. He's like, now it's like you actually get a good lane. So glad to see that. But yeah, it was historic race for her. You think you can break Talitha Diggs' American record outdoors? She has a 400 record, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do my research. I would assume that Talitha is one of the top up there for sure, especially as far as collegiates. But I think Isabella is looking at a 48 mid type outdoor performance, and that would be put her on the world stage. That would put her in the finals at Worlds, in medal contention at Worlds. So that performance is definitely one that stuck in my head for sure. And even headed to the outdoor season, looking at the Arkansas women's, I think a person that went under the radar a bit was Kaylin Brown. I think she might have had an injury at the beginning of the season, but obviously we know she's capable of incredible performances. We've seen it in Paris last year, but her and Isabella together, I think, will challenge a lot of records coming this outdoor season.
Oh, and I was wrong. Talitha Diggs doesn't have the American record. She was the American champion that year in 2022. It's still Sonny Richards-Ross that has it. So I was wrong. But yeah, no, similar. I mean, Kaylin Brown, I think they have a really good duo. I mean, Arkansas obviously always puts together a really good team. They got upset. I mean, they as a team, they didn't do well at all. I mean, they came in 4th, lost by, Washington beat them, Oklahoma beat them, USC beat them, Georgia beat them, and then obviously Oregon, got the team win. So it's interesting that the team that historically has the most depth at this level struggled a bit on the indoor side. Now, come outdoors, I'm sure they'll obviously be ready to be contenders, but that was interesting to me to see that they didn't to come in 4th, like almost freaking Illinois was almost was almost right there on them. So that was a bit of a surprise for me.